This video clip section will show a process for creating a rafter layout for the shed. To do that, I'm going to create some guidelines to start off. You'll see how these apply as the process goes on. I'm going to put one on the outside corner of the sheathing and then another one on the inside of the wall plate. You can see these two lines, they're 4 inches apart and they extend past the edge of the shed. And now I want to create a plane that I can draw on, and I want to draw a line from the middle of this plywood wall, which will be the center of our shed. You can see there it clicks purple circle and it says midpoint and component, so I know that I'm on the midpoint. I'm just going to draw a line up here, arbitrary, vertically, horizontally, just arbitrary. You can see a green line as I hover near the point on the bottom. That tells me I'm even with the end point I started off with. So this this whole face and these two lines I want to make into a component which is going to be our rafter, common rafter. I'll create that as a component. Now we'll jump into the component edit mode so whatever we do here doesn't affect what we've already drawn. Okay, I think we'll put a 612 pitch rafter on this shed. You'll see how this process works out. Hopefully it'll clear up as it goes along. It might not make sense on the initial go through here, but I've chosen the protractor tool. I'm going to put on this intersection of our measured line, create a horizontal line and tip it up, which will give us a roof pitch, and I'm going to enter 612 on the keyboard, enter it as a ratio. That will give us a 612 pitch for the rafter. And you can see what the angle comes out. If you want to read that angle, I'm just going to click again here on the horizontal and pivot up till we hit that line, and that shows a 26.5 degree angle. I found it was easier just to enter 612 to get our reference line. And there's any number of ways to design a rafter, but for this example I think we can get away with a 2x6 for this, so I'm just going to give us a parallel line 5.5 inches away. The way I've laid this out with these reference lines, the bird's mouth is going to have a full 4 inch of bearing on the top plate from the inside of the top plate to the outside of the sheathing. And somebody could argue that the strength of the rafter that's left over isn't enough and maybe this should be a 2x8 or the bird's mouth should be smaller, but that's carpentry stuff and not SketchUp stuff. So for now we've got two parallel lines. They're representing a 2x6, and I think we'll give our shed a 16-inch overhang. 16-inch overhang. So I'm going to click the outside of the plywood sheathing, and I'm going to go 14.5 inches, which will be the end of the rafter. And I think we'll put a 2x fascia on there, so I'll go another 1.5 inches. You'll see how that comes into play later. So this is a general layout component showing how to use guidelines and creating a palette or a work surface or a drawing surface to create this rafter. I'll stop here and then move into the actual rafter layout section.